What's up, guys? It's Manga Time once again. I'm here today to bring you my review of Bleach 604 Revitalize. Wow. Like, seriously, I think we all kind of knew that when the Elite Sturmers had got back up, things were just going to go crazy, and they kind of have. Um, like, seriously, this it's getting mental really fast. But it starts off, and like, I'm not going to say I called it because I technically didn't, but I really thought that this chapter would begin with the perspective of Bazz-B, and it does, which I'm super glad about because, like, it gets us a little bit more, like, we get to see them a bit more, and we get their kind of insight on what's going on. And Bazz-B's just kind of like, whoa! Because he's like, basically, I think he's essentially, for them, it probably feels like they're being incinerated, especially if they're being actually hit by the light, like Bazz-B is. And he's kind of like, oh my god, what the hell is going on? And Renji's like, whoa, what's going on, Bazz-B? I don't know how the hell he knows Bazz-B's name. Bazz-B must have told him. I can't remember. Does Bazz-B ever tell him? Whatever. But Renji's like, oh my god, what's going on? And that it's everyone called this that the Shinigami would take pity on the Sternritter because they're basically being screwed over, and they're obviously going to team up in some way. I mean, the Sternritter are probably going to lose their powers here, but if some kind of what's the word, redemption is to be found, it's going to be in this kind of scene. And Bazz-B kind of looks up at Renji and is like, I'd like to know as well. And but he does know what's going on, really, because he's kind of like, Your Majesty, is this how you do things? And obviously he's super pissed off, and Renji and Ruki are just like, oh my god, this is Yhwach doing this, basically. So they're also going to take massive pity on him. And because Bazz-B hasn't been incinerated like Robert was, I think he's going to survive, which I'm really happy about. It doesn't make any sense. Like, we don't know why Robert died. We then swap over to Giselle, and she's kind of freaking out. She's like, I'm not going to die, Bambi. Don't worry, I'm not going to die. I'm not going to die. And I don't know, because I don't know if Bambietta is still alive or not at this point, but whatever. And Liltotto's just sitting there, and she's like, we're not going to die. We're not going to die. And then both she and Bazz-B are like screaming, we can't die here. And then that's really awesome. I really like that, actually. And like, you do start to feel a bit of sympathy for these two. And Bazz-B and Liltotto are a couple of Sternritter that Kubo has focused on quite a bit. And those two are, in my opinion, guaranteed to survive. I don't know about Giselle, because she's just dodgy as fuck, but who knows. Anyway, this is a really cool chapter. I mean, it's super cinematic. Byakuya kind of looks over as like so many lights are just firing up into the sky. I don't really know why there isn't one right next to him, since Nanajiku's just on the rooftop next to him, but whatever. And he's kind of like, what is this? It's shooting up from the floor into the sky. And then we see Shunsui. Whoa, we haven't seen him for like 50 chapters. And it's hilarious that he is standing in exactly the same place he was before. So yeah. Anyway, Nanao's there, Okikiba's there. I don't know why. I don't know why he's still alive. No one cares about him. But this is possibly one of the most interesting parts of the whole chapter, because Shinsui's basically like, Nanao, Okikiba, can we leave this place? And they're both kind of like, they both know what he means, essentially, I think. He says, not Seirei-tei. And then there's a silence, and then he says, the Soul King Palace is in danger. And that implies that Shunsui is heading for the palace, which is awesome, super awesome. Before we move on, let's just discuss how the hell is he going to get there. There's a couple of methods. Well, not really. There's one method, I think. And that is he's going to go talk to Kukaku. And now, what does this open up? Well, Ukitake's still not back. So either he's going to be there, or he's going to meet up with Shunsui. They're then going to go to Kukaku's place, and Ukitake's going to have a little chat with Ginjo, and then they'll all be like a happy family and shoot up into the palace. That's what I think is going to happen. The only problem with that is I don't believe the Royal Guard currently have a Tenshuren down on Soul Society's Earth, so I don't know how they're going to get back. So, I don't know. I'm really interested to find out. And another thing this means is we probably will get the Shunsui Hashval fight, which I'm mega psyched about. Or we might get someone else. Like, immediately my first thought was Shunsui Askin. I'd love to see that fight, but who knows. Anyway, we don't see Askin in this chapter, which is a bit of a shame. But Ouetsu's just kind of like, oh shit. And basically he's like lost an entire chunk of his shoulder. Basically it was blasted out of him by Lil Barrow, who is obviously back up and good again. And he's kind of like, what the hell is this? And Hasselhoff takes it upon himself to explain the Ausfallen to the Royal Guard. Basically, the power of useless Quincy's is collected and given to Quincy's who need it. We already knew this. It's a redistribution of power. Apparently, the Quincy's that have their powers stolen are killed. We see Robert. Man, this is a super creepy panel. He's just like, he died on his knees by the looks of things. And he's just like that, staring up into the sky. His face is a skull, though, which is creepy as hell. But again, I don't know why Robert died. There's no explanation as to why Robert was killed and no one else was, so I don't know. But then Hasselhoff, continues to explain that the Quincy's who are given the power go stronger. We see Gerard and Pernida, and Gerard has like some pretty cool looking wings. All the elites have the same kind of wings, but they're like proper seraph wings, and they look awesome. And Hasselhoff is like, it's one of the powers of His Majesty, implying that Yhwach's got a lot more up his sleeve. And so basically, Hasselhoff says that he's not moving around reishi, he's just moving around pure power. And so, yeah. And Ouetsu's kind of like, oh, I see, so I guess that's why the bullet that originally couldn't do anything has now put a hole through my shoulder. And I gotta say that Lil Barrow looks awesome in this small panel. His like wings are like huge. He looks like a proper angel, which I think is what Kubo's actually finally going for with these Elite Guardies. He's actually finally making the Quincy Volstendigs look a bit angelic. But anyway, Lil Barrow says that you're making two mistakes there. The first, this isn't a new power, it's Lil Barrow's actual ability that he didn't originally get the chance to use. And then he says that what went through you is not a bullet. And he tries to fire at Ouetsu again, but he's blocked by the timely arrival of Kirinji and Hikifune. And as we all pretty much guessed, Hikifune's Zanpakuto does appear to be the giant spoon. That's a really cool panel, though, where the two of them come in to defend Ouetsu. That's an awesome panel. However, it hasn't quite worked, because Lil Barrow's like, you can't stop my bullets, no matter how many walls you use. And basically we see that the bullet's gone straight through the Zanpakuto, and it appears to have blasted out Ouetsu's heart. But more on that in a minute. Lil Barrow then explains his power X-axis, which is basically what everyone guessed it was, that he can pierce anything in between the bullet, in between the gun and the target. So that's it. It's kind of simple, but it seems to be pretty devastating. Oh yeah, what was I going to say? Oh yeah, Ouetsu. He's probably, I don't even want to say he's dead, because he's probably not, even though it does look like he's had his heart blasted out. But at the same time, things are looking bad. Lil Barrow then tells him, just line up in a row and I'll kill you all with one shot, because he's an arrogant bastard. But at the same time, it looks like at the moment it's very much Kirinji and Hikifune versus Lil Barrow, but I wouldn't be surprised if, who's the other one? Shooterer joins in and the other elite guard join him. So I can definitely see that happening. We then get to see Pernida though, and she does like her whispering shit, and the trees of the Cage of Life just blow up. And I didn't expect that. I didn't expect it would be Pernida that would break them out. But that's cool. That's cool the same, because she bursts through the trees essentially, which is awesome. However, the best bit of the chapter is still to come, when basically because Ichibei's sitting there guarding the palace, and then Yhwach just appears immediately in front of him, and he's like, are you going to let me pass Ichibei, Hyosube? And Ichibei's a complete boss, apparently, because he just gets up and he gets his paintbrush, and he's like, don't call my name so easily, or your throat might get crushed. I mean, like, what? And he just stands there like a total boss, actually, and Yhwach gives him this, Yhwach's smiling, and he's just like, that typical kind of bad guy smile, and that's the end of the chapter, and it's like, whoa, seriously, man, are we going to get Ichibei versus Yhwach? I really hope that happens, and I hope it's a good, long, decent fight. I would love to see Ichibei versus Yhwach. That has got me psyched. Anyway, so we've got a couple of matchups now. It would appear, anyway. It's all a bit kind of all over the place still at the moment, but we've possibly got Yhwach versus Ichibei, and Ichibei appears to be the last line of defence, because he's actually in front of the palace, whereas the other Royal Guard are now busy on the landing deck. And yeah, Shunsui's on his way up, I think probably with the Ukitake and possibly the Fullbringers. I still have absolutely no idea where the hell Grimjo's going to come into this. It does seem like there's nothing left for him to do. But yeah, So Ukitake and Shunsui are going to go up. We'll get Shunsui versus Hashwolf. Maybe Shunsui and Ukitake versus Hashwolf, but then again, maybe not. Actually, no, now I think about it, I could possibly see Ukitake versus Askin, because Askin's all about, like, lethal doses in the bloodstream and all this sort of thing. And we know Ukitake's been ill for the whole series. But maybe not, because I don't want to see Askin die. But that's up to Kubo. Speaking of Stone Rider dying, it's nice to see that Bazz-B's still alive. Same with Liltotto and Giselle, and I think they'll probably survive. Whether or not Nanana's still alive, I don't really know. It's impossible to tell if he got turned into a skeleton or not, and when Hashwolf says that they die if their powers are stolen, we only saw Robert, so... Same goes for Candace and Melanas. Another thing is I just don't know why Robert died. It's like Kubo was like, I have too many Stone Rider left, one of you's going. So yeah. Overall, though, this was a really, really great chapter. Possibly one of the shortest reads ever. But it was really great. And the fact that it was short was my only issue with it, so it gets a 9. I'm dropping a 9 on this week's chapter. I thought it was super epic, actually. It was a really great follow-up. Nice to see the Elite just dominating. But again, another issue with Kubo is that he does, like, really one-sided things. So you get, like, one chapter, someone dominates. Next chapter, someone else dominates. And it's, like, a very much back-and-forth thing. I want some even fights now. I want people going back and forth at each other, like, in the same chapter, and I want it to be awesome. But, yeah, this chapter was really great, so, I guess a 9 from me, and I'm really happy. So, let me know in the comments below what you guys thought of this week's chapter. Are you hoping for, like, Shunsui versus Hashwolf to happen again, or really are you like me, and you're mainly kind of hyped for Yhwach versus Ichibei? I really want to see what the paintbrush can do. I love how all the Royal Guard appear to have, like, super funky Shikai's or sealed Zanpakuto toes, like Kirinji's got the paddle, Hikifune's got the spoon. I believe Shutara had the big needle that got smashed up by Gerard. Ichibei's got the paintbrush, and Ouetsu, being the Zanpakuto creator, just has a sword, but it's like a super crazy sharp sword. So yeah, I'm psyched. I'm really excited. So yeah, 9 out of 10, guys. Let me know what you thought in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you next time. Until then, guys, see ya.